The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that... Oh, wrong script. The Human Benchmark Test is a website that has several fun tests that measure your memory, reaction speed, and typing speed, and ranks your average score compared to everyone else on each test. So, to feel good about myself, I created a bot for each test to surpass every single human in everything. The first test on the list is probably the most famous one from this website, the chimpanzee test. Basically, the website shows you a series of numbers in random locations and then hides them. Your goal is to remember where each number was and click on the tiles in the correct order. After each round, another number gets added and the process repeats. The score you get at the end is the amount of numbers you could remember. The most I could ever get was 10, which is about average, but with a little bit of help, we can do much better. The easiest way to go about this is to first have screenshots of all the possible numbers. It took a bit of time, but it wasn't too bad, as the game only goes up to 40 numbers. Isn't this just beautiful? Now that we have those numbers, we can just loop through each screenshot, find its match on the screen, and store that position in a list. After we reach the last number, which starts at 4 and increases by 1 every round, we stop searching, go through all the locations in the list, and click on each position one by one. Okay, let's see how well it does. Oh, it's fast. A bit too fast. I'll slow it down so we can actually see the mouse move. That's better. While this goes on in the background, I'll just talk about a few things I had to implement for this to actually work properly. First, I had to lower the confidence value for the program when it searches for a specific number to around 90%. Basically, this just means that only 90% of the pixels need to match for the program to find the number on the screen. Sometimes the numbers are a tiny bit different, I guess. Another thing was to actually only search in this area for the numbers, as everywhere else is irrelevant. This makes the program a lot faster, and I use this technique in basically every other test as well. And would you look at that, 100%. I think that means we beat 100% of the other people, which I guess makes sense as there is a hard limit on the score. Can't get any better than that. On to the next test. So next up is the reaction speed test. This one's probably the simplest one out of them all. All you do is wait for the screen to turn green and then click. Your reaction speed is measured by how long it took you to click on the screen from when it changed color. My best was only about 250 milliseconds, which was actually average amongst everyone else. Let's see how far we can take this. For our program to be as fast as possible, we need to simplify the problem as much as we can. Instead of looking at the whole screen for a green pixel or searching for a green image on the screen, we just constantly check one specific pixel to see if it's green. If it is, we click. That's literally it. While my recording software is running, the program can only get down to about 20 milliseconds, much better than my average of 250 milliseconds, 100% in the bag. Okay, this time let's do a more interesting test, at least coding wise. The typing test just measures how fast you can type. You're given a small text to type out and the website measures your WPM or words per minute. I'm not particularly good at typing, so I could only get around 40 WPM, which is quite poor. The old 2 index fingers technique let me down. You might think that getting text from an image is difficult, and it probably is, but all I had to do was use someone else's code. Now, all I have to do is give it an image and it spits out the text it could find. It's not magical and it probably doesn't work with all fonts and with handwritten stuff, but in this case, it's perfect. All we need to do is take a screenshot of a specific part of the screen, get the text from it, and then write it out. I had to make a few adjustments to the text the program gave me, like deleting the last character, because for some reason it was always a space, and removing the first character if the first 2 letters were both capital letters. The text recognition sometimes thought that the cursor was a capital I, can't blame it really. But after that, it worked perfectly. To be honest, it was even faster than I thought it would be, and I got up to 31,000 WPM. So yeah, definitely better than any human. And only slightly better than me, of course. In fact, it's so fast, it just looks like it pastes in the text. I could watch this all day. Anyways, let's look at one of the memory tests. This one is about remembering words. Ooh. The website shows you a word and you have to click seen if it's been shown to you already by the website, or new if it hasn't. After 3 wrong answers, it's game over. The score is calculated by how many words you got through. The best I could do was around 100 words, which was actually pretty good compared to everyone else, but not good enough. It's actually pretty simple to code a bot for this, as we can just use our image to text library from the last test to get the word. It doesn't even matter if it misreads the word, as long as it reads the same word the same way every time. We keep track track of the words by storing them in a list. When we get the pure text from the image, we just search the list for that word. If we find it there, we click Seen, and if we don't, we add it to the list and click New. The buttons, by the way, are always in the same place, so really, we just have to click on a specific part of the screen every time. Now let's see how it does. Cool, it works. I just realized something. It's never going to stop, is it? I guess the score in this just means how long you're willing to wait.
A few moments later.
I ran it for about 20 minutes and got to 6,000 points before I stopped it. It got me 100%, so that's all that really matters. Okay, so far we've gotten 100% in half of the tests. This video is just part 1 of 2 videos on this website, so if you like this one, subscribe to see the next one, where I get 100% in everything else and become a god. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!